she just gonna have a very angry Jamaican woman after her, you know. But Bianca's still my girl. I'm still, like I'm still for my girl Bianca Belair. All right. Hey, Candy Crew, and welcome back to another episode of If I May Speak Candidly, where we dive into the crazy world of wrestling from the comfort of my domain. Now, this week has been a crazy, crazy week. Crazy in wrestling, crazy out things that don't that doesn't include wrestling, and of course my interview with the legend, the icon, the man, the myth, that whole effing show, RVD. So if you haven't checked that out, please go and watch the interview. I think you will learn a lot about him. The interview, it's definitely one of my biggest achievements. Um, I was really surprised that I was able to get that interview, which again, I will get more into that later on in the episode. But I just want to thank all of those who have shared, liked, and comment on it outside of YouTube, as well as sharing it and commenting on it on YouTube. Like I said, it was a big accomplishment for me, and I remember those who congratulated me. Yeah, because my memory is good. So I do remember who congratulated me and who was mum's the word. Okay. But before I get into all of those other things and the other topics that I'll be covering today, I just want to also send a lot of love and shout out to those who may have had a hard week. Valentine's Day was a few days ago. Some people are, you know, they're not with anyone, so their feelings, their mental might not be in the best place. So if you're watching this, know that I love and care for you and hope you're doing well, and know that this is not the end. There's someone for everyone. That is what I've always been told. There is someone for everyone. So by all means, do not get discouraged. Keep looking. Your person is out there. Okay? Little nice little message. So anyway, let's get to these topics because we got a lot to discuss. So for the first topic, I have to get this out of the way because I've been waiting for this. I have been waiting for this for months. And for those who have been following my channel thus far, I have been the biggest advocate for this man and him getting out of his former contract and going somewhere that he wanted to be. And that is the absolute Ricky Starks and his surprise appearance on this week's episode of NXT. Okay. On Monday, we found out that Ricky was no longer on the roster on AEW's website. Now, not only him, but we also learned that Malachi Black was officially off the roster, as well as Miro. He was off the roster as well. So to hear that the three of these men was taken off the roster, we knew that at some point we will see one, maybe two, maybe all three of them in WWE sooner rather than later. What we did not expect was that Ricky Starks was going to show up and show out the very next day on NXT. Now, he haven't had much to say. He just said that he heard that NXT was the biggest brand, the hottest brand, and he wanted to be a part of the biggest and hottest brand, NXT. Now, I did see online that their plans for him to be on NXT will be short lived. Same way they said about Jordan Grace, that they both will eventually make it to the main roster sooner rather than later. Um, you know, I do appreciate that not all of the new sign or recently signed wrestlers automatically go to NXT, because Penta was recently signed and he went straight to the main roster. He is now on the Raw brand. So I do feel like they have some plans for Ricky. Maybe they want Ricky to go up against Trick Williams. Maybe they want Ricky to, shake up the men's division, have a little run up with Ethan Page. I mean, there's people that I definitely see Ricky Starks facing. I would love to see him go against Ethan Page. I would love to see him go up against Trick Williams. Um, I would like to even see Obafemi. That might be a good match. Um, so don't know really what plans that they have for him, but I do know that um whatever it is that they have planned for him is going to be good, and he's going to be able to make it work because Ricky Starks is a team player. Like I said, he looks good on paper. He looks good in the ring. He's easy on the eyes. He got charisma. He's really good on the mic. Like, Ricky pretty much checks off everything off the list. So I know that Sean, Triple H, and all the other higher ups in WWE is going to be really proud and really ecstatic over what they get from Ricky Starks, because, what he wasn't able to do or to accomplish when he was in AEW, I do feel like he will be able to do that in WWE as a WWE superstar, as well as being with his friends, Cody, CM Punk, and of course, Miss Jade Cargill, which leads up to the next topic because I think I might be in trouble, y'all. I don't know. So, on this past week's episode of SmackDown, we finally got a little clue. We got a little clue to who or whom had attacked Miss J. Cargill, former tag team champion. I don't know, because Naomi kind of like slid in, I don't know. But we finally got a little clue to who may have attacked Jade Cargill months ago. Nick Aldis called in the tag team champions, Bianca Belair and Naomi, to his office, and he showed a clip, or rather, a still shot from a camera. And the camera showed Liv and Raquel Rodriguez. And it seemed like Bianca and Naomi was a little relieved that that picture is out in the open. Now, I think that would just be way too easy to make the culprits Liv in Raquel. Now, yes, if we wanted an easy case, then yes, you'll pretty much just pinpoint it on the obvious, call it a day, and be on your way. But we're talking about Triple H here. We're talking about modern day story writing. We're not talking about during the times of Vince McMahon. So no, I do not believe that it was Liv and Raquel. I am not convinced that it was Liv and Raquel. But there was a little hint. There was a little hint of nervousness before the video played. And then there was a little hint of relief after the video played on the face of one of my favorite wrestlers of modern day history, Bianca Belair. Now, Trinity/Naomi did share a tweet pretty much confirming her innocence. I had to tweet, "Hey, sissy. I don't know. Bianca looked a little guilty. I don't know. I don't know. My eyes could be deceiving me. I don't know. She looked a little guilty." Now, of course, my favorite, woman wrestler modern day history, happened to have saw the tweet, and it pretty much brought up an uproar on fans who don't know that A, Bianca follows me, B, I met Bianca before, and C, this is the way me and Bianca communicates. This isn't the first time me and Bianca has talked online, you know. People don't know because people just they're not privy to all of this information. But yes, me and Bianca have an understanding. Okay? What is understood doesn't need to be explained. Simple as that. But I did propose that if by chance I am proven wrong and Bianca is proven to be innocent of said crime against her tag team partner, Jade Cargill, I will publicly apologize to my good sis. You wanna know why? Because at the end of the day, she is still gonna be my favorite women wrestler of modern day history. Okay? Nothing will change. However, if she is proven to have been the one to attack Jade, you know what? She's still gonna be my favorite women wrestler of modern day history. That's not going to change. Okay, that love is unconditional. All right, that is not going to change. In fact, I might like a little bad Bianca Belair. You know, I might like a little, gotta take somebody out, bang, bang, shoot them up. I might like a little triple OG Bianca Belair. You know, I mean, right now, her man and Dawkins, they demanding respect. They demanding that you put respect on their names. It's been years since they held tag team gold, and they not going to take the disrespect. They not going to take being ignored. If anything, I could see Montez rubbing off on Bianca a little bit. Like they are husband and wife after all. Like she might get a little you know she might like that. She might want to she might want somebody to test her gangster. I don't know. But yes, if by chance Bianca is proven to have been innocent, I will apologize to my good sis. And of course, Bianca, she acknowledged that. And it's a deal made. So we will see. Yeah, so if by chance Bianca is proven guilty of attacking her tag team partner, well, you know, she just gonna have a very angry Jamaican woman after her, you know. But Bianca's still my girl. I'm still, I'm still for my girl Bianca Belair. All right. So for the next topic, AEW. Okay. Mercedes retained her title against Harley Cameron in Australia. Loved the build between them two. I loved that build up that you had with those two. The puppet was genius. Harley's rapping, okay? She could sing, she could rap, she could do ventriloquist, okay? She could speak Chinese, all right? The girl's multi-talented, okay? She should be right up there with the top stars. I mean, she has more talent than one, and that is something that I really deeply appreciate when it comes down to Miss Cameron. Um, you know, uh, I don't want this to end. I don't want this to end. I don't want this to be a little feud, a fight, and then that's it. You just keep them separated. No. I want this to continue. I want Harley Maybe you could write it that she's going through a little mild depression for losing in her home country, you know, to the point where she's not herself. Um, she's, going through it, but you have someone chippy, someone cheery, someone who can really talk Harley into challenging Mercedes again. Now, I would say Willow. However, I think Willow now have beef with Marina because Marina attacked her during her promo, a promo that she was about to get into. Um, and I think that's something that's going to happen. So, yes, I I definitely want to see Harley and Mercedes again. Okay? So Tony or whoever books the matches, if you're watching, okay? Please do not let that feud go. Don't let that be a one up type of feud. Build on that because Harley is a diamond in the rough. She is multi-talented, like I said, very entertaining. She's funny, she's hot, and she gave Mercedes a run for her money. Although the match was really good. I thought the match was good. Like I said, despite what's going on with Mercedes and her on again, off again beef with WWE, their little exchange of words or maybe lack thereof of WWE. WWE does things a little differently, like cutting Mercedes out of, conversations when it comes down to the the four horsewomen. Um, so there's a little back and forth thing that's going on. But to me, it's like, I mean, you keep talking about them, you keep throwing shots at them, or you're throwing shots at them through fans that asking you questions about them, but then you want to feel away when they're not acknowledging what you have done in WWE. Now, here's my thing. You can't, and by you, I mean WWE, cannot erase the things that Mercedes have done in WWE. Okay? They can't. She helped revolutionize the women's division. This is why she is one of the four horse women. She is just as important as Abraham Lincoln being on Mount Rushmore. Despite how people might feel about her personally, when we are talking about her professionally, she is one of the best. Okay? Now, with that said, you, Mercedes, cannot go to AEW as Mercedes Mone and think that you can build on this career that you now have with AEW and not give WWE the credit for giving you the name that you now have. There's a lot of people who would not know Mercedes Moné without knowing Sasha Banks. And to know Sasha Banks, you will have to acknowledge the fact that she was in WWE. You will have to acknowledge the things that she done in WWE. And my bone to pick with Mercedes is that I feel that she wants people to simply X out whatever she's done in the other company because that doesn't matter. That's in the past now. Just focus on what I'm doing now. You can't. WWE gave you to us. And it's not up to you to decide what people remember or base their knowledge of you on. That's not to say that what you're doing in AEW isn't insufficient or not important or irrelevant. What you're doing in AEW is very important to your career, but also the beginnings, your beginnings in WWE is just as important, or maybe even more. And you can't get mad that people are still acknowledging that, Mercedes. So, is there pettiness on both sides? Absolutely. Absolutely. But at the end of the day, we are still going to acknowledge Mercedes as one of the women that helped put the women's division in the position that it is today, as well as we are going to acknowledge that she is doing narrowly the same in AEW. So what she has done in the past is as important as what she's currently doing. But the dirt throwing, yeah, I would tell you who I would bring to AEW, but the other company is going to sign them. Um, and if they do, I don't know. I mean, it's the same thing like what they said with the AEW PLEs or the AEW pay-per-views, excuse me. Um, that they are not announcing them too far ahead because WWE likes to counteract them. Well, petty is petty, petty B. I mean, you can't be petty and then get mad when someone out petty you. You just can't. You can't. You can't get mad at someone who's been playing the game, pun intended, much longer than you. You can't. You just can't. It's one or two things. You can outsmart a fox at some point, but sometimes that fox is gonna get you. And right now, Triple H is in a position where, you know, he can outthink you, he can outtalk you, he can outbuy you. If that's the case, he can. I'm not saying you should just lay down and take it. I'm just saying what you doing right now, it ain't working. It's not. So, by all means, like the late great Rodney King said, can't we all just get along? Come on, let's get along. So, for the next topic, I have to talk about the Queen, Charlotte Flair. Okay, she must have heard my prayers. She heard my prayers because I said I wanted this match. In fact, let's go back in time and see that clip that I said. We'll be back. If by some chance this does lead to her ultimately facing Charlotte Flair, that's my dream match right there. Tiffany and Charlotte. I feel like there will be a passing of the torch happening with that match. First, Charlotte has to spank Tiffany a little bit, remind her who the queen is. Like you are the pretty princess, but there's a queen. There is a maturity that you have to grow into, and you're not ready. So I do want to see Charlotte and Tiffany, possibly WrestleMania. Okay, so as I said, I wanted this match between Tiffany and Charlotte. I said I wanted to see it at WrestleMania. I felt like this could be a passing of the torch moment between the two. Of course, for it to be a fully passing of the torch, it would have to be Charlotte losing at WrestleMania. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think Charlotte is going to lose at WrestleMania. I don't. She didn't come back to win the Royal Rumble choose Tiffany as her opponent to lose at WrestleMania? I think Tiffany has to look at it as like this. Look, you're getting to main event at WrestleMania. You're getting to go up against your idol. You're getting the opportunity to go up against the woman that you look up to, the woman who you said your dream match would be up against. And that's what you're getting. You're getting that opportunity to face Charlotte. And on the grandest stage of it all, the biggest show of the year, WrestleMania. And with that, you will get opportunity to face her, but you're not going to win this match. Now, here's how I would do it. I would have Charlotte beat Tiffany at WrestleMania. I would not let this be the end because right now Tiffany is on the incline. Everybody is on Tiffy time. They want her to win. They're inspired by her, or rather, they're just a really big fan of hers and they want her to win. But now we have to be inspired by her. We have to be motivated by her story, the triumph of beating Charlotte and taking the title back. And in order to do that, she has to lose the title. Like, she will have to lose the title. And from there, you have her, kind of in a position where she's Charlotte, I want my opportunity at the belt again. And Charlotte is like, no, you had your opportunity. Get to the back of the line. I have to give a chance to everyone, and just build on that story. Make the fans really, really root for Tiffany and go against Charlotte. You just build on that story. And then I would say, I don't know if I want them to wait a whole year. I don't know if I would want that to be a whole year like Cody and Roman and stuff at WrestleMania again. But maybe a pay-per-view a little further down the line, but not necessary. Well, yeah, maybe I wouldn't say this year. Maybe something like at Royal Rumble or something next year. I don't know. But I definitely feel like this needs to be a story that they build on. If you let Charlotte lose this match on the first go, I don't know if the momentum for Charlotte will still be there. Like, we're not going to stop rooting for Tiffany if she loses. In fact, we will be rooting for her even more because we will want her to get that title back. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, Charlotte chose Tiffany, and of course, whoever wins the Elimination Chambers match in a couple of weeks will go up against Rhea Ripley. As far as right now, we know that um Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, and Trinity is in the match so far. Hopefully I'm not oh yeah, and Bailey. Bailey's in the match. So I feel like I'm forgetting someone. I feel like I'm forgetting someone. But yeah. So far it's looking good. Um I know we find out tomorrow the match between Raquel and Roxanne. I don't know. I don't know. It seemed like Roxanne is gonna end up getting pushed to the main roster. However, I do not see Raquel not being in the match with Liv. I will be surprised if they do allow Roxanne to beat Raquel, but I don't necessarily see Raquel not being in that match. So, yeah. Um, the whole Kevin and Sammy thing. You know, well, friends like Kevin, who needs enemies? You know what I'm saying? It's like Kevin is just so. Uh, he feels like the whole world is against him, and honestly, I think Sammy cut a pretty decent promo, at home recovering from his neck injury. He said he's not 100%, but he does feel like this was different from Kevin because Kevin has hurt him in the past, but never to the point where it could have ended his career. So Sammy is definitely taking this more personally as he should, because why would you do that to me? Like, why would you try to take my livelihood away? Like, I have a wife, I have a little boy. Like, why would you try to do that? So, whatever little dark thoughts that Karrion Cross has been whispering in Sammy's ear, I hope Sammy is taking heed of it. I hope he's taking heed of it. I hope that he takes it in. I hope that he ultimately beat the crap out of Kevin. And yeah, I feel like that is exactly what Kevin deserved. But another thing that kind of popped into my head, which I thought was such a beautiful, beautiful moment, and that was the small little promo between Nia Jax, Candice, and Alexa Bliss. Alexa is fighting them demons. Okay, she is fighting them demons. It was so subtle, but I loved it so much. It was that part when the Wyatt Six logo flashed on the screen and you could see her face. Her face visibly changed. And I said, oh my God. Like, I got feeling like The Rock right now. I got such chills watching that because, you know, it's moments like that that we will still feel Bray. There's moments like that that we will still feel his energy. We will still feel his spirit. We will still feel his presence, even though he's not physically here. And although his brother has been doing the absolute best that he has and can with Wyatt Six, I feel like Alexa being a part of it is just going to complete it. Um and I know she's going to feel his presence around, and whether people believe it or not, I feel like he will be his presence will be felt because he will be there, making sure everything is done right. Making sure everything is done the way he envisions it. So I just really like that moment. So SmackDown was overall good. Raw last week was good as well. Um yeah, think of now TNA. TNA has been building. Josh Alexander, he lost his final match against uh the other bald-headed guy. I can't think of his name right now. I thought that was I said, damn, you lose your last match? Shit. Damn. Um, but yeah, and of course Steph Delander and her man. Mance Warner still beating up Sammy Callahan, which like I said, I thought that was funny. I thought that was comical. I don't know. He was coming out and then he just got beat up. I thought that was kind of funny. But overall, the show was good. My man, he did defend his title against Jake Something. Jake Something got his ass whooped, of course, and my man retained the title. So yeah, TNA was good this week too. So, for the final topic, I have to talk about my interview with the one and only RVD this week. Long story short, I signed up for his website, theonlywrestlers.com, and I reached out to him and I asked him if he would do me the honor of allowing me to interview him, and he said yes, and that is how that interview practically happened. Talking to someone that you've watched as a kid, that you've admired, whether you want to get into wrestling or you just enjoy the sport in itself, it is an eye opener. I have spoken to quite a few people that I used to listen to or watch as a kid, and you know, you don't necessarily want to fan out because this is a job and they are expecting you to be professional when you are conducting this job. But it's almost hard not to say, "Oh my God, I love you," like you're one of the greatest and stuff. It's kind of hard because you automatically start feeling, the flutters in your heart area, or you start feeling almost like that child that you was. And um just sitting there and listening to his stories and to hear the different things that he's experienced and his knowledge on weed, cannabis, marijuana, Mary Jane, skunk, the devil's lettuce, whatever y'all want to call it. Um Definitely made me really just sit and just listen, because whether people want to believe it or not, there is some medical benefits with smoking weed, which this isn't one of them type of videos. However, if you do, after this video, if you haven't watched the interview, go back, watch it, and just take in the information that he shared. Whether you believe it or not, I think it is very important information that you can't necessarily, it's not like an everyday conversation. So, you know, we all have to be open to learning new things, like it's always, trust me, the person in the room that feel like they know everything is usually the dumbest person. So you want to always be open to learning new things. So please go and check out that interview. Um, it's definitely one of my biggest achievements this year. Definitely speaking to Miss Nina Samuels last year, being the very first interview for this channel. I still hold that on the highest portion of my achievements list when it comes down to this podcast, because this is my baby. This is the very beginning. This is what I am building on my own. The editing, I do that myself. The topics, the research, I do that all by myself. The reaching out to wrestlers, um, the graphics that you might see on the socials, all of that, I do that all on my own. Okay? So I am very protective of this particular project of mine, because I am putting all my time, all of my energy, and all of my love and ideas into this. This is mine. So, um, I just say that to say, if there's anything that anyone wants to achieve, something that you think you want to start, whether it's podcasting, writing, um, getting into uh whatever that it falls under creation, creativity, creating something, you should do it. You should do it. It's not going to be easy. It's not. It's going to be hard. It's going to be days when you want to give up. It's going to be days when you'll be expecting certain people to congratulate you, to give you a pat on the back, and then people are not there. Some of those days you have to be your own biggest fan. Some of those days you have to be the person that pats your own self on the back and say you did a good job, even if only 2 people watched it. Even if only 20 people watched it. Um, you have to be your own biggest fan. You have to be your own biggest cheerleader. And most importantly, you have to be your own best friend, because no one said that this was going to be easy, but it's rewarding in the end. So, again, I want to thank RBD for taking the time out to let me talk to him and uh learn more about him and just have that face to face. It was a really beautiful time for me. And I hope there'll definitely be more interviews in the future, y'all. Trust me, I'm working on it. Okay, so look out for those because they are coming soon. So thank you guys for tuning into this episode. Like I said, a lot has happened this week. I can't really touch on everything. Just the things that I felt like really just stood out for me this week. Um but between doing this podcast, doing Transatlantic Takedown, which is out every Wednesdays at 2:30 p.m. live with my co-host Derek, that's live on my Twitter account. um and of course Wrestling Republic Sunday Night Spotlight, and also the daily when I'm on there. uh it's a lot, y'all. It is a lot. If I could clone myself into at least 2 other people, more shit would get done. But again, I am doing everything possible to continue being as consistent as I possibly can. This week, y'all getting, well, technically, in the no, it's one. Yeah, y'all got one episode this week. So this will be the beginning of the next week, the week of the 18th. So yes, again, thank you for tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I am so close to 100, y'all. It really didn't take as long as I thought it would be, but I am so close to 100 subscribers. So I do want to thank all 100 people who have subscribed to this channel. Thanks for hanging in. Thanks for sticking it out. More content is coming. Trust me, there is so many ideas I have in this big head of mine that you will all soon see on this channel. So please just hang in there. Tell your friends to subscribe and you won't be disappointed. Until next week, take care of yourselves. I'll see you later.